going to shoot it constantly, and we should not get any reading at all, period.
Laser, dragon contact.
We're testing the full performance of the Dragon Eye all the way up to the gun. There you go. Absolutely flawless. All right, 2026 Tesla Model S Plaid. We're showing you the hidden radar and laser defense system that we did 100% stealth using the Uniden R9W system. This thing is going to be protected against any threat that's out there on the road. This guy will not get any kind of speeding ticket, I can promise you that. Showing you how we did it, showing you how we started out. When this car comes in, we fully 3D scan the car, the front bumper, the rear bumper, the interior. That way we get all the actual data off the car. From there, we take that data and we utilize 3D CAD to develop our own custom parts to conceal the laser jammers within the car. Why do we want to do that? Well, one, we want it to look factory. We don't want it to look like somebody just double-side stuck sensors on the bumper, which is what most shops do. Number two is we want to conceal it in case there are issues in different states. So looking at the front of this car, again, 3D scan, develop two separate pods. We have two very stealth, very OEM looking pods that perfectly affix to this Model S bumper, and each pod is going to house two laser jammers. One's going to be a transmit, one is going to be a receive. And why that's important to have four in the front, two transmits, two receive, is because now we're totally going to cover this front end to jam to the gun of a very good variable pulse rate gun like Dragon Eye. If we were running three sensors here, we'd have an issue because we'd only have one transmit in the center. So as this car is driving closer and closer to the gun as I'm shooting, this headlight and this headlight are going to open up way more as that car gets closer. And I would get a punch through on this left fender, the right fender for sure with my Dragon Eye gun. Now, when I have four shifters, now we're basically doubling our TX transmit power in the front. And if you look at it in like a big circle, we're now covering this whole side of the car, this whole side of the car, and then it's going to overlap in the center. So you can shoot anywhere on the front end of this car with a variable pulse rate gun like Dragon Eye, and you will not get a hit on this car if you wanted to jam all the way up to the gun. It's not how we do it. We'll show you later on in this video how you should properly jam a system in a real world scenario. The radar receiver for this car is mounted here behind the bumper. The radar receiver can be mounted behind plastic. It cannot be mounted behind metal or carbon fiber. Anything metallic is a no-go for the radar receiver. And the one thing I want you to focus on is the contour of this bumper. These sensor housings perfectly contour with that bumper. So when you're looking at it, it legit looks like it's a factory piece of a car. It's not like a flat face of a pod. That pod has that same contour that you can see there within that front bumper. All right, same concept with the rear. We have two sensor pods here in the back, again, finished off with that IR acrylic that can transmit the light through that plastic material. So sensors fully encapsulated in these pods. You cannot feel or see a sensor if you were to pop the trunk. Everything fully protected and encapsulated against weather. So, I mean, you're also helping the sensors last longer because they're out of the elements. Now, rear radar receiver mounted right here behind the bumper, again completely concealed. And again, just note this arc to the rear of this trunk lid. Our sensor pod perfectly follows that arc. So again, it's going to look fully intentional and not like an afterthought. All right, so now to the interior, I'm going to show you how we finished off the controller, the LCD display, and the rest of the accessories here. Whenever we do a system, we try and make the LCD display as factory and OEM looking as possible. Same thing with the controller housing. So if you look down here underneath the MCU display, you'll notice this control housing, this command center, for lack of a better term, that we built here. The Uniden display is going to be right here in the center behind smoked acrylic. If I kill power, this whole thing goes completely black, so you do not see anything. The other really cool thing that we've started to do lately is with the controller housing, we always use a magnetic cover. So there you can see the physical controller housing that magnetizes on. But the really cool part that we do here is when we hit radar, I can hit this here, and now on the display you see it says mute. So this housing has a secondary action where we can press it and it hits the mute button. So now you can always keep that cover attached, never have to remove it, because again, mute is really the only thing that you're doing on that controller. So you can keep that controller cover on, hit mute if you need to mute it within traffic. There's a master power kill switch here behind this steering column here. So now all of that stuff goes black. I can turn the master power kill switch back on. You'll see everything start up here.
X-band, K-band, KA-band, laser, GPS connected.
So you heard all of that being talked through a speaker that we physically installed, which is going to be here behind my B pillar, which is the pillar that's right next to the seat belt on the driver's side. And that is going to be more of like a full range speaker that's going to make the alerts. I will get into the audio system upgrade that we did in a separate video, but essentially this is our Helix Conductor DSP controller right here, which is integrated, and the lighting is integrated all into the same panel. So again, all of this looks like a factory intentional option. Now, the last thing I need to touch on with the modern radar and laser systems is the fact that they utilize GPS. It has its own GPS antenna, which will basically tag the frequency and location, latitude and longitude of where certain signals are emanating from. And why this is important is because on your daily commute, when you're driving, if you're driving past your speed sign on the side of the road, you drive by it once, then you drive by it a second time, it'll know that that is a false. So it will basically log and store all of that data in the unit. That way, when you're driving around, you're no longer getting all these random falses across the road. I think a lot of people have bad taste in their mouth with radar detectors and just have the opinion or the stereotype that, oh, they're just going to go off constantly. And the reason they have that idea is because they probably have their old Escort 9500 or whatever it is that they've had since 2004, and using that in today, which has zero filtering, it's going to go off everywhere because cars have adaptive cruise and collision avoidance and obviously all the different frequencies that are emanating on our airways. So with the modern systems, they all use GPS and they all use DSP technology, and they all have auto mute features. Doesn't really matter at this point what the brand is. Most brands use a form of that. So this thing, as you're driving around, it's going to mute out the nonsense. It's not just going to go off all the time. When it's going off, you pretty much know 100% there's a real threat out there. And then without further ado, we'll show you the video here of how this actually tested against all the best guns on the market. All right, it's going to be Dragon Eye constant full-time jamming from the front. So goal here is to beat the gun all the way up to it. We're going to shoot it constantly, and we should not get any reading at all, period. We're testing the full performance of the Dragon Eye all the way up to the gun. There you go. Absolutely flawless performance, jammed all the way up to the gun. And this gun does have ECCM built in, which is the police issue anti-jamming. So again, if this gun thought it was being jammed, it would notify and flag the gun. This is going to be the unlimited jamming from the rear. So there you go, 2 jammers in the rear. Perfect, flawless performance all the way up to the gun against the hardest gun to beat. All right, this is going to be timed jamming from the front. I believe it's set to 4-second jamming right now. So there you go. At 1,500 feet, I got 43 miles an hour. And again, that's how that's going to help beat this gun in a real world scenario. So I get the speed as the cop shooting. Car's still so far away. It gave him a 4-second counter to slow down. You can move that to 5 seconds, 6 seconds, or 3 seconds, whatever makes you feel comfortable to slow down. But as long as I'm getting a reading within plenty of time, I'm going to move on to the next car, right? Because obviously my gun got a reading. I shot a few cars here earlier today that were just passing on the same road, and it took a few seconds on average to get a reading. So each car, depending on the reflections of the front of the car, paint color, the type of day it is, the distance, all that is going to change how much time it'll take to get a reading. So it's not like point shoot, it's always like that. It's always going to be a few seconds to acquire a signal. So that's how you're going to beat a LiDAR gun and jam the LiDAR gun to help you not get speeding tickets. This is that same test from the rear, time jamming. So there you go, 47 miles an hour and perfect execution from the rear, only with 2 jammers. Again, jamming for that 4-second interval. It's alerting the driver, letting him know he's being hit from the rear by laser, and hey, you have 4 seconds to slow down. So thank you guys so much for watching all these videos. If this is the first video that you're seeing us do here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the alert bell letting you know anytime we drop a new video. Obviously, make sure to subscribe, comment, help out that algorithm. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. We drop a lot of videos here well before they make it out to YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well. We drop a lot of reels as we can edit those videos a lot quicker. If you want to contact me for a job, here's my phone number followed by my email address. These are the 2 best points of contact for me. Make sure you go to our website, musaicdesign.com/radar. Here you'll find a one-stop shop that shows all the different vehicles that we've done, the full build logs, the video walkthroughs, the write-ups, everything in one easy to find spot. And like always, guys, I appreciate the feedback, I appreciate the follow, and
until next time, peace.